AngioDynamics Port Catheter Lawsuit. Recalled device linked to fracture, migration, and other injury. In this video, we'll explore the AngioDynamics Port Catheter Lawsuit, examining issues associated with AngioDynamics Port Catheters, the types of health problems linked to these medical devices, and how lawyers can assist in seeking compensations for affected patients. We'll also cover additional details related to the lawsuit and the broader implications for patients and healthcare practices. Implantable ports, or port catheters, are small medical devices implanted under the skin, usually in the chest, to facilitate easy and repeated access to a patient's veins for treatments requiring frequent intravenous IV administration. These treatments include chemotherapy, blood transfusions, long-term medication, and more. The port connects to a catheter that runs into a large vein, significantly reducing the need for repeated needle sticks, thus minimizing discomfort and vein damage for patients with long-term therapy needs. The implantation of these ports is a minor surgical procedure, and the devices under the skin placement makes it discreet and reduces infection risks compared to external catheters. While immensely beneficial in improving the quality of life for patients requiring ongoing IV treatments, defective port catheters can lead to severe complications, disrupting treatment plans and posing additional health risks. Common health conditions requiring port catheters: cancer patients, for administering chemotherapy, long-term antibiotic therapy, for patients needing extended antibiotic courses, chronic conditions requiring frequent blood transfusions, intravenous nutrition, for those receiving total parenteral nutrition, frequent medical testing, for patients needing regular blood tests or IV fluids. Ports are critical in managing complex medical conditions that require regular access to the bloodstream, underscoring the importance of their reliability and safety. The AngioDynamics Port Catheter, commonly used for long-term intravenous treatments like chemotherapy, has been linked to significant injuries. Reports indicate that patients have experienced blood clots, infections, and device fractures, which can lead to severe, life-threatening complications. These issues have prompted lawsuits alleging that AngioDynamics failed to adequately warn patients about the risks associated with their port catheters. These cases have been consolidated into a multi-district litigation, MDL, to streamline the process in federal court. Victims are seeking compensation for their medical expenses, as well as for pain and suffering caused by the device failures. If you or a loved one experience severe complications such as blood clots, infections, or catheter fractures requiring surgery due to a defective AngioDynamics port catheter, you may be eligible to file an AngioDynamics Port Catheter Lawsuit and seek compensation. Contact TorHoerman Law for a free consultation. Use the chatbot on our website to find out instantly if you qualify for the AngioDynamics Port Catheter Lawsuit. The AngioDynamics Port Catheter Multi-District Litigation, MDL number 3125, is a legal consolidation of multiple lawsuits against AngioDynamics. These lawsuits claim that the company's port catheter products are defective and have caused serious health issues like fractures, infections, and blood clots in patients. Centralized in the United States District Court for the Southern District of California, the MDL aims to streamline pretrial proceedings, reduce duplicative discovery, and address common factual questions efficiently while preserving the individual claims of plaintiffs for compensation. The complaints allege that the catheters, manufactured with an excess of barium sulfate, degraded and cracked, leading to these injuries. The MDL focuses on manufacturer accountability for alleged product defects, corporate negligence, and failure to properly warn consumers. Plaintiffs seek compensation for medical expenses, pain, suffering, and other damages linked to the defective catheters. This consolidation under the MADL framework helps ensure consistent rulings and more efficient handling of these complex cases, promoting fairness and corporate accountability in the process. AngioDynamics, Inc. produces several port catheter devices that have been reported as potentially defective and dangerous due to structural issues leading to severe health complications. These devices, primarily designed for long-term treatments, have been linked to fractures, migration, and infection, placing patients at risk of serious injury. Specific AngioDynamics devices that may be defective include Vortex Port Catheter, BioFlow Port Catheter, SmartPort CT Catheter, Excella Plus Port Catheter, Navalist Power Port. AngioDynamics Port Catheter devices are designed to provide long-term vascular access for treatments like chemotherapy, but have been linked to serious complications due to defects in the design. These defects can cause the catheter to fracture, migrate, or develop blockages, leading to significant health issues. Patients have experienced life-threatening injuries, often requiring surgery to remove or replace the device. Health risks and complications linked to AngioDynamics port catheter devices include catheter fractures. The device can break inside the body, leading to fragments traveling to the heart or lungs, potentially causing embolisms. Migration of the catheter. The catheter may shift from its original position, leading to improper medication delivery or damage to surrounding organs. Blood clots, thrombosis. The presence of the catheter can cause blood clots to form, increasing the risk of stroke or heart attack. Infections. Due to improper sealing or materials, the catheter may introduce bacteria into the bloodstream, causing sepsis or other life-threatening infections. Surgical complications. Many patients require additional surgeries to remove or repair the defective catheter, increasing their risk of complications during recovery. Patients who suffer complications from defective AngioDynamics port catheters may experience long-term health issues that compound their original medical conditions. The need for a port often indicates complex treatments like chemotherapy, meaning that any complications can severely disrupt their care. Long-term consequences include ongoing pain, recurring infections, or the development of chronic conditions such as deep vein thrombosis. Repeated surgeries to address device failures may result in permanent scarring and reduced mobility, affecting the patient's quality of life. These complications can also lead to psychological distress, particularly for those already facing serious illnesses. Long-term health consequences may include chronic pain and discomfort, recurring or persistent infection, increased risk of deep vein thrombosis or embolism, permanent scarring from multiple surgery, long-term psychological effects, including anxiety and depression. If you or a loved one experience severe complications such as blood clots, infections, or catheter fractures requiring surgery due to a defective AngioDynamics port catheter, you may be eligible to file an AngioDynamics Port Catheter Lawsuit and seek compensation. Contact TorHoerman Law for a free consultation. Use the chatbot on our website, TorHoermanLaw.com, to find out if you instantly qualify for the AngioDynamics Port Catheter Lawsuit.